So you want to become a better jiu-jitsu practitioner. I understand we all do. It's the basis of why we keep showing up to the gym. But I want to break down and give you guys just an insight of how to do so, and no fluff. We're just going to get to the points like right now, all right? So first, right off the bat, if you're wanting to get better at jiu-jitsu, obviously first show up. We do have a lot of things in life that prevent us getting there, even ourselves, our own mindset. It is really hard for us to get sometimes that motivation. One way to do that is to get yourself motivated, all right? Create your schedule around jiu-jitsu sometimes. Also, get motivated. Watch some jiu-jitsu videos, okay? Maybe have someone that you really favor. Watch an MMA, or in now that we have these uprising competitions like the Craig Jones competition, make yourself want to go, all right? But obviously, we have to start with the foundation of showing up, all right? That's just obviously a telltale sign. When you're there, learn. I've been there too. Have you sat down, watched the instructor? He gave you a spot on detail of what you need to do, and then you go over to your training partner and forget everything. First of all, put down the weed pen, all right? Been there, done that. But second, though, is really learn. And again, this goes back to kind of fine-tuning your skills, all right? And that'll go on to the next topic, but you really need to have that drive to learn. If you're going to jiu-jitsu just to train, that's one thing, okay? But there's only to a point, because then there's going to be a new activity, right? There's going to be a new activity that you're going to want to do, and maybe that might pull you away. You always want to be constantly learning. And the best way to do that, again, is to be motivated, all right? Learn new things. What's that old saying? Old dogs don't learn new tricks. Well, it's because the old dog is set in his ways. So that's why we have to flip sometimes some wiring in our head, and we have to be able to learn, and we have to be able to be excited about learning new things, because there's a lot of holes in our games, especially with these new up-and-comers. They're going to poke more and more holes in our game. And that's going to be a problem. So that's why we always need to be learning. Now, to entertain you guys a little bit more, we're going to start off with some B-roll of Craig Jones. No, how dare I? Bo Nichols, excuse me. All right, now while we're watching him, let's keep going. Repetition, okay? We need to rep our moves. And I'm kind of going along a list here in order. That way you guys can fully understand. It's really simple, right? Repetition. So you finally understand, okay, I paid attention, I'm learning, rep it. 1 or 2, 3 times? No, that's not going to work. You need to rep something throughout the week, because if you're going 1 or 2 times, it's really going to be hard to rep those. If you can go 3 or 4 times a week, even better. But you have to have some time, and I know it's really hard, but even after class, after you're dog tired, those are the best times to actually do reps, because that gets your body to know, okay, repetition. Your body memorizes it, and you know, you're able to do it on command without even thinking of it. All right, now we're going to start going off into getting your own game. Okay, so we've got the foundation, right? You're going constantly. You're learning. You want to learn, and you're repping it. Okay, so you've got a great foundation. Now you want to do your own game. This is where you need to kind of start, again, go looking at someone else. What do they say? Like when I copy someone, it's the best form of flattery, right? Imitation is the best form of flattery, right? But that's what I like to do. I like to take chunks and pieces and little things here and there from different people, because my size is different from your size. My weight is different from your weight. So we have to accommodate what moves work for me and what moves work for you. And again, this can stagnate us. If you're a shorter, smaller guy, there's not going to be a lot of moves for you, right? So why not be a better person in your wrestling game or your side control? Yes, it's frustrating. I could be a tall, lengthy, skinny guy, right? But my pressure might suck. My intensity, my wrestling might suck. I might be on my back all the time. So we have to really, again, have to fill those holes that we are bad at. But this again, find a new direction where you need to go. No, not the one direction, but the new direction. The new direction is going to show you guys the endless possibilities that jiu-jitsu offers you. Again, you know, Bo Nichols, they're out there doing their no-gi. Don't just stick with no-gi. Go to gi. If you're just sticking with gi, go to no-gi. It's so nice to open up, because again, when you start doing something new, it reinvigorates the love for the sport. And that's why I say you always got to keep things fresh. It's like a relationship, right? You know, if you stay stagnant, you stay stagnant. If nothing changes, nothing changes. That's why you got to go buy the flowers. That's why you got to go vacuum up. You got to go clean the dishes, you know, because not only is that the day-to-day stuff, but like, you know, you got a boyfriend, you got a girlfriend, you got to keep that stuff up. So it's just like jiu-jitsu. If you love it and you want to continue to do it, you see these guys and you want to accomplish that, you really got to step outside the box and start learning your own game that you want to do. All right. If that's berimbolo, if you want to do deep half, if you want to stay, you know, on top and you want to be a wrestler, leg locks, there's so many avenues. But that's the thing. Again, you guys, you have to remember to create your own game. Don't mimic a coach. Don't idolize your black belt. Yes, your black belt can be very, very well. He's very knowledgeable in the sport. He knows every move. But again, we have our own game. You know, Stephen Curry plays different than Michael, Jordan. We all have our ways of playing, and that's how when we compete against each other, do my moves, can they counter your moves? You know, are you on a good night or am I on a good night? So that's, again, you have to figure out your own game, and you need to figure out your own moves that you like to do that work for you, for any opponent, small, tall, big, or small. Did I say that already? Okay. So don't idolize. We covered that. Don't idolize your jiu-jitsu black belt coach. This thing, it hurts me to the core. I don't idolize anybody in this world because there's no person to idolize in this world, because we're all the same. So yeah, they can be competing all the time. They can have all the money. They can all do all the things. But at the end of the day, if I get cut and they get cut, we both bleed. We both breathe. We're the same person. So I don't really, I don't put someone above me just because they've been training longer or are older than me. That doesn't mean a young new kid that's 24 who's just blasting out of the gate can go ahead and submit him. So again, that's why I don't really like to idolize people just because of their accolades or their accomplishments. I think that's great. I think what they did, it is good to acknowledge what they did. But when you start indoctrinating their lifestyle into your lifestyle, you really miss out on a lot of opportunity, because that's why I gave that analogy of pick pieces, right? It's like a mosaic tile, right? You're wanting to put piece into this beautiful art that you're going to create, that you're doing. So those are some ways for you guys to kind of get around that stagnant and that plateau that you guys might hit. And the last thing I'll say is specialize. Specialize in certain things within your training. So make things a priority. And that's where we're going to finish off all the way back, because I always like looping around conversations to the very beginning. Make sure you are dedicating your time and specializing your time to that move, to that type of game that you want to play. If that's stand-up, if that's takedowns, if that's judo, if you want to play deep half, again, if you want to play north-south, you need to start focusing weeks or months on time in that position and work it. So if you're spazzing out and you're going back to your go-to, you're not learning anything. So you have to remember, stop doing what you normally do and make note of it. Okay. And this is, last thing I'll say, this is the best time for you guys, your upper belts, your blues, purples, and browns, to go work them on the white belts. I know they're spazzy, but the nice thing about the spazziness is it gives you that real world opportunity, because when you have a blue, purple, brown, we play a little bit. We know positions. We know how to sit and be comfortable. But when you go with the white belt, they don't know what's up from down or blue from black. So that's why it's really nice to rep those moves with some white belts. And if you're a heavier set guy, go with the lower weight guys. That'll help you out with the spazziness. If you guys are short, go with the taller guys. So always try to uneven the balance, because again, you're doing yourself a disservice by not putting yourself in those opportunities. And I guess I can finish off with that. Stop being stagnant. Just stop being stagnant. And that's it. So that's why when we go to these seminars and we go learn from other people, stop sitting there on your phone. Stop sitting there and not absorbing the information, and you can go above and beyond. Well, look at, dude, the lady over here, she's taking down notes. Me and my buddies, as they were doing the drills, we were actually practicing behind, kind of getting the actual grips that we needed. Okay, guys, we're going to do gable, we're going to do rear naked choke. I would actually sit there with my buddy and go over it. Remember, there's no rules. Who says I can't do that? You remember that there are a few things, kind of etiquette when it comes to jiu-jitsu, right? Shake your professor's hand, shake your instructor's hand, shake your partner's hand. Make sure your shoes are off the mat. You go to the bathroom, put your shoes on. Bow before you get onto the mat. Just respectable things, right? But when it's on the mat, there's really no reason. If you want to get better, and you're telling guys, hey, do you mind if I'm like, if we're doing back take, or if we're doing here, and we're able to look and watch and replicate at the same time, do it. That's why I really get frustrated with people that are always like, I'm stagnant, I can't get better, I don't know how to do these moves, and it just doesn't work for me. Well, you're not trying everything. There's always a solution to a problem, and it might not be that actual solution that you want, but it might be something alternative that might actually work better. So again, I hope this is motivating, a motivational thing for you guys, again, because I know how hard it is, because I've been there too. We've got injuries, we've got family, again, we've got things that take us away from the sport. But if you love it enough, as much as I do, there's just nothing better than after a good roll, driving home with the music off and just having the wind hit my hair, and just in that space zone, that void that I love. It's just, there's nothing to worry about. Life is a-okay. I survived another day. I love this world. All right, guys, keep training out there. Be safe. And go check out Fuji Sports. Go down the link in the descriptions. Check all that stuff out there. And that's it. I love you guys. Be safe. See ya.